Hello, I'm Luisa, host of Desktime Stories. Today, you'll learn why hard work alone is not always enough and the 3 things you can start doing this week to get noticed and promoted faster. Most people think getting promoted is about working hard and waiting for someone to notice. But that is one of the biggest career mistakes you can make. Because in the real world, people do not promote effort. They promote trust. They promote growth. They promote communication. They promote the person they believe is ready for more. Now, let me be clear. Hard work matters, but hard work alone is not always enough. You can be talented, you can be dedicated, you can care deeply about your work. But if people do not understand your value, if they do not see that you're coachable, or if they cannot trust you to follow through, you may still get overlooked. So today, I want to talk about 3 career skills that can help you get noticed and promoted faster. And the best part is, you do not have to wait years to start practicing them. You can start this week. Communicate your value, ask for feedback, and follow through. These sound simple, but when you do them consistently, they can completely change how people experience you at work. Number 1, communicate your value. In your career, it is easy to believe that your work will speak for itself. And sometimes it does, but many times it does not. Your manager is busy. Your leaders are busy. People are managing deadlines, meetings, projects, problems, customers, and team dynamics. They may not see everything you're doing behind the scenes. So if you're doing good work, part of your responsibility is learning how to explain it clearly. That does not mean bragging. There is a big difference between bragging and communicating value. Bragging sounds like, look how great I am. Communicating value sounds like, here's what I worked on, here is why it mattered, and here is what I am focused on next. That is professional, that is clear, that is helpful. I have seen people work incredibly hard and still stay almost invisible because they never learned how to explain their impact. They would say things like, I've been really busy, or I've had a lot going on. But being busy does not always show value. A stronger way to communicate is, this week I helped solve this problem. This improved the process. This helped the customer. This saved the team time. This reduced confusion. This helped us move forward. Now people can understand your contribution. That is what gets noticed. So here is one thing you can do this week. Send your manager one clear update. It can be simple. Here's what I worked on, why it mattered, and what I'm focused on next. That one habit can change the way people see you because you're not just doing the work, you're helping people understand the value of your work. And that matters. Number 2, ask for feedback. The second skill is this. Ask for feedback. And I want to be very clear about who you should ask. Ask your manager, a trusted leader, a mentor, or someone whose opinion can genuinely help you grow. Do not ask everyone. Ask someone who has context, judgment, and your best interest in mind. Here's the question. What is one thing I could do better to keep growing? That is a powerful question. Why? Because it shows confidence, it shows maturity, it shows coachability. And coachability is one of the most underrated career skills. A lot of people say they want to grow, but when feedback comes, they get defensive. They explain, they justify, they blame, they shut down. And listen, that is human. Feedback can feel personal. It can feel like criticism. It can make us feel embarrassed or exposed. But one of the biggest mindset shifts you can make is this. Feedback is not an attack. Feedback is information. It is information about the gap between where you are and where you could be. And the people who grow faster are not always the people who are naturally the best. Many times, they are the people who can hear the truth, learn from it, and adjust. Imagine 2 employees receive the same feedback. A manager says, I need you to come more prepared to meetings. The first person says, well, I was busy. I did not know you wanted that. I had too much going on. That was not really my fault. The second person says, thank you for telling me, What would better preparation look like next time? Now, who would you want to coach? Who would you trust with more responsibility? Probably the second person. Not because they're perfect, but because they're willing to grow. So this week, ask your manager, a trusted leader, or a mentor, what is one thing I could do better to keep growing? And when they answer, do not argue. Listen. Ask one follow-up question, then apply it. That is how feedback becomes fuel. The third skill is this: follow through. This may sound basic, but it is one of the biggest ways to build trust at work. Trust is not built through one big speech. Trust is built in small moments. You say you will send the email, and you send it. You say you will follow up, and you follow up. You say you will finish something by Friday, and if something changes, you communicate before people have to ask. That is what people remember. Because in every workplace, there are people who are talented but hard to count on. They may have great ideas, they may talk well, they may be smart, but people are always chasing them. Did you finish this? Where does this stand? Can you send me an update? Are we still on track? That creates stress. Now think about the person everyone trusts. When they say, I got it, people relax. Why? Because they know it will get done. And if there's a problem, that person will communicate early. That is the kind of person leaders feel comfortable giving more responsibility to. Because promotions are not just about talent. Promotions are also about trust. Leaders are asking, can this person handle more? Can I trust them with something important? Will they communicate clearly? Will they follow through without me chasing them? So here's what you can do this week. Pick one commitment. Finish it. Then close the loop. Send a simple message. I wanted to give you a quick update. Here's where this stands. That small habit builds trust. And trust is what makes people comfortable betting on you. So if you want to get promoted faster, do not just work hard and hope someone notices. Start doing these 3 things differently this week. Communicate your value, ask for feedback, and follow through. And then keep doing them. Because promotions do not always go to the person working the hardest. They often go to the person who communicates clearly, grows quickly, and can be trusted with more. That is how you become someone people see as ready for the next opportunity. For more career tips and deeper conversations about work, growth, and leadership, visit my YouTube channel at Desktime Stories or listen to the Desktime Stories podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And if this was helpful, like and subscribe for more career tips. Thanks for listening.